Hello, dear friends. I'm Alder Santos, and welcome to our channel, Baseball Legends. Billy Wagner was not an ordinary player. Born in a small town in Virginia, he overcame challenges from an early age, including a severe fracture in his right arm that forced him to learn how to pitch with his left hand. Against all odds, he turned this limitation into his greatest weapon, developing one of the most explosive fastballs baseball has ever seen. With a frame below the conventional size for a dominant pitcher, Wagner defied expectations and proved that talent, hard work, and an unbreakable mindset could take an athlete to historic heights. His story is a testament to resilience and perseverance that captivates any sports fan. When he arrived in the MLB, few imagined that this lefty of average height would become one of the most feared closers of his generation. But Wagner quickly showed that his 100-plus mph fastball was something special, shutting down hitters with an incredible strikeout rate. In an era dominated by legends like Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman, he not only competed at their level, but stood out as one of the most dominant closers in the league. His aggressive mentality on the mound and his ability to handle pressure turned him into a true weapon in crucial moments, solidifying his name among the greatest in the game. Watch this video until the end and discover all the details about Billy Wagner's incredible journey. We want to hear your opinion. Do you think he should already be in the Hall of Fame? What was the most memorable moment of his career in your opinion? Leave your comment below and join this epic discussion about one of the greatest closers in baseball history. Now, with numbers that rival the greatest in history, Billy Wagner is on his way to the Hall of Fame. His career was not just marked by impressive statistics, but also by the impact he had on how a closer could influence a team's destiny. If there is one thing his journey teaches us, it's that determination and willpower can turn any obstacle into an opportunity. But does his greatness already receive the recognition it deserves? Get ready to dive into the incredible story of one of the most spectacular pitchers baseball has ever seen. Billy Wagner was born on July 25, 1971, in the small town of Tannersville, Virginia, and from an early age, he faced challenges that would shape his baseball journey. Raised in a humble family, he grew up in an environment of financial struggles and instability, needing to show resilience from an early age to overcome obstacles. As a child, Wagner was passionate about sports, but his short stature and slender build made many doubt his athletic potential. He was always one of the smallest kids among his peers, which in the competitive world of youth baseball was a major disadvantage. However, he refused to be discouraged and used his determination to compensate for any physical limitations, developing a fighting and overcoming mentality that would become his trademark. One of the most decisive moments of Wagner's childhood was a severe fracture in his right arm, his dominant arm at the time. For any young athlete, an injury like this could mean the end of a potential sports career. But Wagner did not see the situation as an insurmountable obstacle. Instead, he found an innovative solution. Determined to continue playing, he began training to pitch with his left hand. This adaptation period was not easy, requiring patience, effort, and relentless discipline to rebuild his pitching mechanics from scratch. Gradually, he developed strength and accuracy with his left arm, something extremely rare for a natural right-hander. This forced change turned out to be a crucial factor in his future professional baseball career, as his left arm would become one of the most lethal weapons in MLB. Despite the difficulties and the need to adapt to a new playing style, Wagner excelled in high school and earned a spot on the baseball team at Ferrum College, a small college in Virginia. There, he began to attract scouts' attention with his impressive pitching velocity, even though he was relatively small for a pitcher. His incredible ability to generate power and speed with his left arm caught the attention of Major League Baseball, and he was selected by the Houston Astros in the 1993 draft. This moment was the validation of years of effort, adaptation, and perseverance. The skinny kid who was once doubted because of his height and had to completely change his way of playing was now about to enter baseball's biggest stage. Billy Wagner became one of the most dominant closers in MLB history, but his journey to that level was paved with challenges that required more than just talent. His tough childhood, his short stature, and the necessity to learn to pitch with his left hand were obstacles that would have discouraged many people. However, Wagner faced each difficulty as an opportunity to grow and improve. His legacy goes beyond impressive numbers and records. He is a symbol of perseverance and reinvention. His story inspires young athletes to never give up in the face of adversity and shows that, with determination and hard work, it is possible to turn any limitation into an advantage. Billy Wagner found in Ferrum College the perfect platform to develop his raw talent and prove that his left arm could make him a baseball star. Even though he was considered small for a pitcher, he quickly compensated for his height with an impressive ability to generate velocity in his pitches. During his time at Ferrum, Wagner not only refined his technique, but also built a reputation as one of the most dominant pitchers in college baseball. His precise command and explosive fastball made him a nightmare for opposing hitters, who rarely made solid contact against his pitches. What truly caught the attention of Major League Baseball scouts was the absurd number of strikeouts Wagner accumulated in his college career. In one of his most dominant seasons, he recorded an average of over 19 strikeouts per 9 innings, an astonishing number that highlighted his potential for the professional level. His performance in college leagues led experts to compare him to some of the best prospects of his generation, even though his size still raised doubts about his ability to compete against elite hitters. However, Wagner was not intimidated by skeptics and continued to shine, proving that his velocity and aggressiveness on the mound were enough to compensate for any physical limitations. Beyond his natural pitching ability, Wagner displayed a fierce mentality and an enviable work ethic during his time at Ferrum College. He was relentless in training, constantly striving to improve his control and refine his pitching mechanics. His resilience and dedication impressed not only his coaches and teammates, but also the scouts who followed his development. It was this determination that helped him turn his fastball into a lethal weapon, making him one of the most promising college baseball prospects of that time. Billy Wagner's success at Ferrum College became his gateway to professional baseball. His spectacular performance, combined with his winning mentality and adaptability, made him an attractive choice in the MLB draft. Despite initial doubts about his height, his talent and absolute dominance over college hitters led teams to recognize his true potential. His time at Ferrum College not only solidified his status as one of the best collegiate pitchers of his generation, but also proved that he was more than ready for the next level. Billy Wagner was selected in the first round of the 1993 MLB draft by the Houston Astros, a recognition of the immense talent he had demonstrated during his college career at Ferrum College. Despite early concerns about his size, the Astros took a chance on his explosive left arm and his impressive strikeout ability. His fastball, which frequently exceeded 95 miles per hour and eventually reached an astonishing 100 miles per hour, made him a rarity among young pitchers. As soon as he entered the franchise's minor league system, Wagner immediately proved that he was worth the investment, showing not only velocity, but also exceptional control for a power pitcher. Wagner's rise through the minor leagues was meteoric. He quickly impressed at every level he played, posting extraordinary numbers and demonstrating absolute dominance over opposing hitters. His coaches noticed that he not only had one of the most powerful arms in the Astros system, but also an aggressive and fearless mentality on the mound. During his early seasons in the minors, Wagner maintained outstanding strikeout per nine-inning averages, cementing his reputation as one of the organization's top pitching prospects. His relentless approach to training and his willingness to refine his pitches allowed his transition to professional baseball to happen even faster than many experts predicted. As he developed, Wagner adjusted his mechanics and refined his pitch arsenal, ensuring that his fastball wasn't his only weapon. He added a devastating slider to his repertoire, making him even harder to hit. His ability to deceive hitters with this combination of pitches, combined with his increasingly refined command, led the Astros to accelerate his progression through the minor leagues. By 1995, just 2 years after being drafted, Wagner received the long-awaited call to Major League Baseball, a clear sign that he was ready to compete at the sport's highest level. His MLB debut marked the beginning of one of the most dominant closer careers in the history of the game. Although he initially started his major league journey as a rotation pitcher, it quickly became evident that his aggression and ability to overpower hitters were a perfect fit for the reliever role. With his electric arm and natural competitive spirit, Wagner rapidly earned an important role in the Astros bullpen. His impressive performances in his first seasons solidified his position as one of the most feared pitchers in baseball, beginning a journey that would eventually make him one of the greatest closers in MLB history. Billy Wagner made his long-awaited Major League Baseball debut on September 13, 1995, wearing the Houston Astros uniform. Initially, the team opted to use him as a middle reliever, allowing him to adjust to the highest level of baseball without the immediate pressure of closing games. Even so, he quickly caught attention with his impressive arsenal, particularly his devastating fastball, which frequently surpassed 98 miles per hour and challenged the league's best hitters. In the first months of his MLB career, Wagner showed flashes of the talent that would make him one of the most dominant pitchers in history, recording a high number of strikeouts and displaying a fearless attitude on the mound. His promising performance indicated that he could take on an even bigger role within the Astros bullpen. His rapid rise within the bullpen made the team realize his potential to take over as the primary closer, a role that required not only talent, but also nerves of steel to handle the most intense moments of the game. The confidence of his coaches and teammates in Wagner grew with every appearance, especially as he demonstrated a unique ability to stay calm and execute his pitches with surgical precision, even under immense pressure. With his impressive combination of velocity and control, Billy Wagner solidified his position as one of the Astros bullpen's most valuable weapons. His reputation as one of the league's most intimidating pitchers began to take shape as he racked up strikeouts and earned the respect of his opponents. By the end of his initial MLB phase, it was already clear that he was not just another talented pitcher, but a player destined to leave a lasting mark on baseball. His transition from a promising reliever to one of the league's most dominant closers was only beginning, and Wagner's future on the mound looked extremely bright. Between 1997 and 1999, Billy Wagner emerged as one of the most feared closers in Major League Baseball, solidifying his reputation with dominant performances on the mound. In 1997, he fully assumed the role of the Houston Astros' primary closer and quickly proved to be a crucial piece for the team's success. His most lethal weapon, a fastball that frequently exceeded 100 miles per hour, left opposing hitters in despair, often unable to react to its velocity and movement. His presence in the final innings brought a new dimension to the Astros bullpen, securing key victories and helping establish the team as a National League powerhouse. Season after season, Wagner displayed remarkable consistency, converting saves efficiently and posting strikeout numbers that rivaled even the best starting pitchers. The peak of this rise came in 1998 when Wagner had one of his most dominant seasons yet. He posted an ERA of just 2.70 and recorded 30 saves, numbers that highlighted his impact on the Astros' performance. Additionally, he impressed by averaging 14.5 strikeouts per 9 innings, an extraordinary mark that showcased his ability to dominate hitters like few relievers in history. His terrifying velocity was paired with precise control, making his pitches nearly impossible to hit. With Wagner closing games, the Astros became one of the toughest teams to face in the final innings, and his presence on the mound was synonymous with confidence for the team. Not only did he become an all-star for the first time in 1999, but he also began to be recognized as one of the elite closers in the league, a player capable of changing the course of a game with his sheer talent. Beyond the impressive numbers, Wagner also stood out for his competitive spirit and resilience, essential qualities for an elite closer. He never backed down against the league's biggest stars. On the contrary, he seemed to thrive under pressure. His rise to the top of MLB was driven not just by his physical talent, but also by his relentless mentality, which made him one of the most reliable pitchers in baseball. By the end of the 1990s, Wagner was no longer just a promising player. He was one of the best closers of his generation, someone the Astros knew they could rely on to secure crucial victories. His dominance on the mound set the standard for future closers, proving that with dedication, skill, and a strong mindset, it was possible to become one of the greats in the position. The 1999 season was undoubtedly one of the highlights of Billy Wagner's career, solidifying him as one of the most dominant closers in Major League Baseball. From the start of the year, he displayed a level of consistency and excellence rarely seen in a reliever, securing crucial wins for the Houston Astros. His command over the ball and his ability to mix his devastating fastball, which frequently exceeded 100 miles per hour, with effective secondary pitches made him a nightmare for opposing hitters. Over the course of the season, Wagner recorded an impressive 39 saves, securing victories for the Astros in numerous tight situations. However, the most remarkable stat was his ERA of just 1.57, an extraordinary number that demonstrated his absolute dominance over opponents. He not only neutralized powerful offenses, but also inspired confidence in his team whenever he took the mound in decisive moments. In addition to his exceptional stats, Wagner's 1999 performance was marked by his incredible ability to rack up strikeouts with impressive efficiency. He finished the season with 124 strikeouts in just 74.2 innings, an absurd average of 14.9 strikeouts per 9 innings, a feat rarely achieved by a reliever. This statistic underscored just how dominant he was. Few hitters could even put the ball in play when Wagner was on the mound. His refined control and unwavering confidence made him nearly unbeatable, and the Astros knew that whenever they had a lead, they could count on him to close out the game. Moreover, he demonstrated remarkable durability and endurance, pitching in numerous high-pressure situations without losing effectiveness. His ability to handle critical moments and deliver flawless performances made him one of the team's greatest weapons that year, helping Houston secure important victories throughout the season. Wagner's impact in 1999 went beyond numbers and statistics. He became one of the most respected players in the league and a symbol of reliability for the Astros. His dominance was so evident that he was selected for his first All-Star game, a well-deserved recognition of his greatness that year. Additionally, his performance was crucial in leading the Astros to the playoffs, where he continued to showcase his ability to perform under pressure. Although Houston didn't win the title, Wagner made it clear that he was among the best closers in MLB, setting a high standard for relievers of the era. His 1999 season wasn't just one of the best of his career, it was also one of the most impressive ever recorded by a bullpen pitcher in baseball history, proving that he was one of the greatest in his position. By the late 1990s, Billy Wagner had already established himself as one of the most feared closers in Major League Baseball, leading to inevitable comparisons with some of the greatest legends at the position, such as Trevor Hoffman and Mariano Rivera. Like these icons, Wagner had a unique ability to dominate hitters in the final innings, using his devastating arsenal to neutralize opposing lineups. While Rivera was known for his virtually untouchable cutter and Hoffman for the surgical precision of his changeup, Wagner stood out for his explosive fastball, which frequently exceeded 100 miles per hour, a rarity even among the best closers of the era. His ability to rack up strikeouts at an astonishing rate made him one of the most lethal pitchers in baseball, capable of sealing victories for his team in spectacular fashion. Despite the differences in their styles, Wagner shared with Rivera and Hoffman the essential trait that defines a great closer: the ability to perform under extreme pressure and secure victories in the most critical moments. Like Rivera, Wagner was feared by hitters for his reliability and composure in high-stakes situations. Like Hoffman, he had excellent control and knew how to exploit opponents' weaknesses to maximize his effectiveness. However, what set him apart was his absolute dominance in the strikeout department, surpassing his contemporaries in this aspect. While Rivera and Hoffman often induced weak contact and efficient defensive plays, Wagner frequently finished games on his own, striking out hitters with his electrifying fastball. This factor made him a unique figure among the great closers in history, proving that even alongside established legends, he deserved to be in the conversation as one of the best of all time. Billy Wagner stood out in Major League Baseball not only for his impressive numbers, but also for his fierce and unmistakable playing style. As a left-hander with one of the most electrifying fastballs in the sport's history, Wagner constantly challenged hitters with pitches exceeding 100 miles per hour, an extremely rare feat for a player of his stature. His explosive and compact pitching motion, combined with a quick and powerful release, made his fastball even harder for opponents to read. Additionally, his efficient mechanics allowed him to generate incredible velocity without sacrificing accuracy, something that set him apart from many other hard-throwing pitchers. He complemented his dominant fastball with a sharp slider, which served as a secondary weapon to deceive hitters and secure a high number of strikeouts. Beyond his physical skills, Wagner was known for his aggressive and fearless mentality on the mound. He was never afraid to challenge the league's best hitters, constantly attacking the strike zone and trusting his talent to escape difficult situations. His intense approach and unwavering confidence made him one of the most feared closers of his time, as he seemed to thrive under the pressure of decisive moments. While some pitchers opted for a strategic and meticulous approach, Wagner embraced a direct and dominant style, relying on his velocity and aggressiveness to intimidate opponents. This mindset, combined with his ability to finish games quickly and efficiently, solidified his reputation as one of the most electrifying and reliable closers in MLB history. By the early 2000s, Billy Wagner was already widely recognized as one of the most dominant closers in Major League Baseball, and his exceptional performances did not go unnoticed. His first All-Star Game selection came in 1999, a well-deserved recognition after his impressive season with the Houston Astros. His explosive fastball, which frequently surpassed 100 miles per hour, and his ability to rack up strikeouts at an impressive rate made him one of the most feared pitchers in late-game situations. Over the following years, Wagner continued to demonstrate consistency and excellence in his role, earning additional All-Star selections and solidifying his place as one of the league's elite closers. His presence in the event not only reinforced his reputation, but also gave him the opportunity to compete and be recognized alongside the greatest names in the sport. Despite the differences in their styles, Wagner shared with Rivera and Hoffman the essential trait that defines a great closer: the ability to perform under extreme pressure and secure victories in the most critical moments. Like Rivera, Wagner was feared by hitters for his reliability and composure in high-stakes situations. Like Hoffman, he had excellent control and knew how to exploit opponents' weaknesses to maximize his effectiveness. However, what set him apart was his absolute dominance in the strikeout department, surpassing his contemporaries in this aspect. While Rivera and Hoffman often induced weak contact and efficient defensive plays, Wagner frequently finished games on his own, striking out hitters with his electrifying fastball. This factor made him a unique figure among the great closers in history, proving that even alongside established legends, he deserved to be in the conversation as one of the best of all time. Billy Wagner stood out in Major League Baseball not only for his impressive numbers, but also for his fierce and unmistakable playing style. As a left-hander with one of the most electrifying fastballs in the sport's history, Wagner constantly challenged hitters with pitches exceeding 100 miles per hour, an extremely rare feat for a player of his stature. His explosive and compact pitching motion, combined with a quick and powerful release, made his fastball even harder for opponents to read. Additionally, his efficient mechanics allowed him to generate incredible velocity without sacrificing accuracy, something that set him apart from many other hard-throwing pitchers. He complemented his dominant fastball with a sharp slider, which served as a secondary weapon to deceive hitters and secure a high number of strikeouts. Beyond his physical skills, Wagner was known for his aggressive and fearless mentality on the mound. He was never afraid to challenge the league's best hitters, constantly attacking the strike zone and trusting his talent to escape difficult situations. His intense approach and unwavering confidence made him one of the most feared closers of his time, as he seemed to thrive under the pressure of decisive moments. While some pitchers opted for a strategic and meticulous approach, Wagner embraced a direct and dominant style, relying on his velocity and aggressiveness to intimidate opponents. This mindset, combined with his ability to finish games quickly and efficiently, solidified his reputation as one of the most electrifying and reliable closers in MLB history. By the early 2000s, Billy Wagner was already widely recognized as one of the most dominant closers in Major League Baseball, and his exceptional performances did not go unnoticed. His first All-Star Game selection came in 1999, a well-deserved recognition after his impressive season with the Houston Astros. His explosive fastball, which frequently surpassed 100 miles per hour, and his ability to rack up strikeouts at an impressive rate made him one of the most feared pitchers in late-game situations. Over the following years, Wagner continued to demonstrate consistency and excellence in his role, earning additional All-Star selections and solidifying his place as one of the league's elite closers. His presence in the event not only reinforced his reputation, but also gave him the opportunity to compete and be recognized alongside the greatest names in the sport. The All-Star Game selections meant more than just an individual honor for Wagner. They were proof that he had become a benchmark for the closer position. In an era filled with great relievers, he managed to stand out not only for his impressive velocity, but also for his efficiency and reliability in crucial moments. With each passing season, his presence among the league's best became increasingly frequent, strengthening his legacy as one of the premier closers of his generation. For fans and analysts, his All-Star appearances only confirmed what was already known. Billy Wagner was one of the most dominant and respected relievers of the modern era, capable of changing the course of a game with his power and aggressiveness on the mound. Billy Wagner left an undeniable legacy in baseball, establishing himself as one of the most dominant closers of all time. Even after the 1990s ended, he continued to put up impressive numbers and maintain a level of excellence that few relievers could match. His arsenal was intimidating, featuring an explosive left-handed fastball that frequently exceeded 100 miles per hour and a devastating slider that made hitters look helpless at the plate. As the years passed, his consistency and durability became even more remarkable, allowing him to accumulate statistics that placed him among the best in history at his position. His 422 career saves, combined with an impressive strikeout per inning ratio, highlight his impact on the game and reinforce his case for the Hall of Fame. Additionally, he maintained an extremely low whip, walks, and hits per inning pitched. For a reliever, an indicator of his ability to limit base runners and dominate opponents completely. Billy Wagner's inclusion in the Hall of Fame conversation reflects not only his impressive numbers, but also his influence on how the closer role is perceived. While iconic figures like Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman have been inducted into Cooperstown, Wagner is often mentioned alongside them for his effectiveness and longevity. The fact that he was one of the few left-handed pitchers to reach such a high level as a closer further underscores his uniqueness. His strikeout numbers, proportionally higher than those of many starting pitchers, demonstrate his ability to dominate hitters like few relievers ever have. Although it has taken time for Hall of Fame voters to fully recognize his greatness, the debate around his induction continues to grow as new generations analyze his impact on the game. His legacy as one of the fiercest and most talented pitchers in MLB remains intact, and his inclusion in Cooperstown will be the crowning achievement of a career defined by excellence, resilience, and absolute dominance on the mound. Billy Wagner was not just one of the most dominant closers of his era. He embodied resilience, determination, and the will to overcome obstacles. From a difficult childhood marked by physical challenges that forced him to switch throwing hands to his rise to the top of Major League Baseball, his story is a testament to the power of adaptation and perseverance. Many talented players emerge every year, but few can turn adversity into fuel for success the way Wagner did. He not only became one of the most feared pitchers of his generation, but also redefined what was expected of a left-handed closer in the league. His legacy goes far beyond impressive numbers. It is an inspiration for anyone who dreams of pushing their limits and achieving greatness. Throughout his career, Wagner repeatedly proved that size and humble beginnings do not define success. He compensated for his relatively short stature for a pitcher with an explosive delivery and a fierce mentality that set him apart from the rest. While many players relied solely on natural talent, Wagner combined it with a relentless work ethic, constantly refining his technique and finding ways to stay at the highest level. His fastball, often exceeding 100 miles per hour, was not just a product of raw strength, but of the technical refinement he pursued throughout the years. This made him not only effective, but also consistent, an essential trait for any player looking to leave a lasting mark on the sport. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more fascinating content, and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. And don't forget to leave a comment. At the end of the day, Billy Wagner doesn't need a Hall of Fame plaque to prove his worth, but it would be a well-deserved recognition of everything he meant to baseball. His path was paved with hard work, dedication, and an unwavering winner's mentality. He defied expectations, broke records, and inspired countless players over the years. The impact he left on the game will live on, regardless of lists or awards. For the fans, coaches, and players who had the privilege of watching him play, there is no doubt Wagner is, and always will be, one of the greatest closers baseball has ever seen. Until the next journey, dear baseball-loving friends.